welcome back to Constantly Calibrating, everybody. My name is Brad, and I'll be your host this week. As always, we've got a couple of guest hosts, co-hosts, not guest hosts. What am I talking about? We have Josh, as almost always.
I most times.
Most
By the way,
times.
I'm not going to be here the rest of the year.
Fuck this, I'm out. And, of course, we have Ryan. How you doing, sir?
Hey, guys. The weather is shitty, and, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, the weather outside is awful. And
the weather inside
Rust
is awful,
falls.
too. Or maybe that's just inside me.
It's a small cat hair monsoon.
Yeah, those things happen. So, we're here. We're down one, but that's okay. If he shows up, he shows up. We'll go with what we have.
oh, no, he actually said he wasn't going to be here like 1 second before we started, so...
That's fine. That makes it easier to edit this later.
Absolutely.
I don't know, no. I mean, not because it's one less person, just because it's one less person coming in later that makes it a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it makes the whole process a lot easier. So, that being said, let's start this off really quickly if you don't mind, Brad. I'm just going to say, so we came back last week, we launched the Catch-All, which I think did really well. Again, I really would love some feedback, youtube.com/concalpod. Give the new show a watch. Things got a little more political than I would have liked in the first ever episode back of doing things, but when a news story hits, that's kind of important. You talk about it.
I think I liked where it was. It was right on the fringe of where it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. It definitely was within reason, but that being said, did that, really excited, and then we also had, obviously, the podcast come back.
Hey.
For anyone curious, it came out a day late. I just ran into a technical issue with actually getting it uploaded. And no, there's no video cast for it. Simply put, the video cast, we made some mistakes recording last week. We didn't sync things up properly, and the audio was it was awful. Just absolutely awful. So we're going to do something a little bit differently this week, and we should have it out, the normal Friday thing. You're watching it right now and not even knowing what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, now you can see us as well as hear us, and
My
it's gonna be
condolences.
terrible.
Yeah,
Why
my
are you doing
apologies
this?
to everyone. I don't know. I'm actually wearing a Constantly Calibrating shirt for the occasion. It was also the only clean shirt I could find.
So
But it's the one that fits me.
Speaking of terrible in shirts, I got nothing there. No. So, last week, we talked a little bit about Blizzard, because, someone left the company. I'm not going to say it out loud again.
Don't bring it up.
I don't want
bring
to
it
have
up.
to edit out the...
Don't
Well, I didn't
break
edit
my
out the no, but I
heart.
definitely had to change the amplification on that one spot in the audio. Because it was
You'll know the part
ear-crushing.
because there's just one little.
I actually did that at first, and I almost left it as this tiny little E. Because I overshot it.
Oh, I
But
love when that happens.
I was like, maybe we'll go about 15, and it's like, no, we'll go about 3.
Yeah, you always, whenever it comes to audio editing for loud outbursts, I almost always overkill it because I think it's going to be, whoa, not as bad.
It's gonna be
Or
whoa.
way worse.
Whoa.
Sorry, my phone vibrated really loudly. It startled me.
That's alright. So, Blizzard stuff. Battle.net is not going away, but it's really unclear what they're doing here, other than they don't want to use Battle.net as a name anymore. It's still going to be around, and they're going to start referring to stuff as Blizzard Voice and Blizzard Chat
And Blizzard Tech. And
Well, Blizzard Tech is not something they're going to use. They're using that as Blizzard blank, whatever the tech term is. If it's a voice program, that's how that works. Supposedly, because Blizzard Tech sounds dumb as hell.
It's kind of like when Prince didn't want to be called Prince anymore, but he was still Prince.
Well, it wasn't that he didn't want to be called Prince. It was that his name was legally owned by a recording company, and he decided to be a dick and call himself the artist formerly known as Prince, and then a symbol because he was stuck in a contract.
I don't think that's a dick move. I think it's just creative.
I-
You work what you got.
Making the
thought it
best
was
of
a dick
bad
move.
situation.
Hey,
I thought it was a dick move when I was a kid and had no idea who the hell Prince was and saw, MTV making fun of him. As an adult, after his death, I actually did research on it and was like, oh, okay, that actually makes a lot more sense.
he was actually a really savvy businessman.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And a snappy dresser.
Hey.
I don't even know if that was dressing. I think that was art.
It really was art. It was not a, well, I mean, isn't fashion a form of art? But, any case, so the whole Blizzard, like, but just using the Blizzard tech term as the overarching thing for all the different things is, I don't know, it's such a weird thing that they did. I still don't, I just don't really fully get why they're doing it, because they're, again, if you read all the news things, we talked about this on the catch-all, is they're rebranding, but without rebranding.
Yeah, it's like
they're anti-branding.
So
almost.
you're gonna be, I don't know why, like BattleNet, BattleTag, now it's gonna be Blizzard Launcher, and I guess Blizzard ID. I mean, those don't sound bad if that's what you originally had, but it seems like changing your name for no reason to me.
Yep.
Yep, that's how I feel too. Plus, like, when it comes to the tech stuff, they have had a lot of really cool stuff that's come out. I mean, the in-game voice chat stuff is leagues past what it used to be. Especially with the when it started working with Overwatch, having that opportunity to just get in there and talk to people without having to use, a third-party client. It's pretty awesome. Also, the streaming and everything, it's pretty cool. I think I've done it once or twice so far. But it goes to Facebook. And, you can't send it to Twitch or anything like that just yet, which it's cool because it's opening it up to a whole nother audience. Somebody who may not necessarily get to watch people play Overwatch or Warcraft or Starcraft or anything like that. But then again, my grandma doesn't care that I'm playing Overwatch, Starcraft, or World of Warcraft, So there's a bigger audience, but I don't think that audience necessarily wants it. Much like our audience.
No, I mean, it's this weird, like, not even gray area. It's just this weird area, period, that they're in with this right now, and I just don't get it.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of changes going on in this company, and there's nothing really wrong. It's just we're finally getting to a true second generation, if you will. And honestly, the only people left is, your executive president, you've got your music guys, and you've got Samwise, who apparently is in the basement now, and I don't know what they did with him. I don't think he left, though.
There's a lot of weird shit going on, and I don't get it either.
So
he's in the drawing dungeon.
Apparently, I'm honestly surprised he hasn't gone yet. I mean, he can do so much on his own. So, but on the continuing on the gaming frontier, I guess this is a topical idea you had at one point, Josh. This what game do you look at and
it literally popped into my head this morning.
So your concept idea, as you've written, is what game do you look at longingly on Steam or Good Old Games, but you're just too busy with something else to bother playing or maybe even buying it, period.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. Well, because for me right now, Justin and I had a meeting over the weekend, leading up to PAX, at PAX, and after PAX. We got a shit ton of game keys, and we pretty much just spent like an hour and a half the other night, or actually like 2 hours, something like that, planning out how we're going to handle this for like the rest of October, pretty much. Like what content we're going to record, what qualifies as reviews, what qualifies as Let's Plays, Let's Watches, streams, etc. Who's doing what, all that stuff. And in the process, I was looking at like how many things I personally was taking on for stuff, and then I started like looking at my Steam, and the first thing that popped up was this game Project Highrise, which came out on my wife's birthday right after PAX. I got to see it in action a little bit, and it's a sim tower game, essentially. This game very well reviewed, and I got so excited. I'm like, you know what? Screw if I get a review copy. I've gotten a lot of review copies for a lot of things lately. I can drop money for these developers they made a really awesome game, and I just really want to play it. And I just sat there and I'm like, but I'm too busy like preparing content for Beat Cop and preparing content for this and preparing content for that. I'm like, when am I ever gonna even play this? And it's like it was almost like the next level of the backlog for me, where it's like I don't even want to buy a thing that I know I'm gonna want to play because I'm like, I don't even have the time to pay for this right now.
If you want to play a tower game, just go back to a Tiny Tower or Tiny Death Star.
Those were not tower fucking games. Those were jokes.
Tower games.
They were amazing games.
Did you ever fucking play Sim Tower or Ute Tower?
No, I didn't want to. I wanted to play SimCity and make everything explode.
I loved SimCity, but I got hooked on Sim Tower, and my dad and I probably sunk like together 300 hours as when I was a kid into that game. And then when Sega's Yoot Tower came out, I probably sunk another like 200 to 300 hours into that. And unlike Sim Tower, I actually quote unquote finished the game. I actually created a working tower instead of 50 floors of offices that did nothing that nobody would rent out. But like I love those kind of games, like that level of management, and it always appeals to me. But it's not even just that. Like I look at a lot of different things that it's just like I just know I'm never gonna fucking play. I've had stuff sitting on my desktop, and it's really just comes down to the backlog. But like for me, my most recent thing would be Project Highrise, and just because of the sheer breadth of stuff I have to do. So I was wondering if there's anything, both of you have been pretty busy with WoW the last month. So is there anything though that you just look at either in your Steam library or that you want to buy that you just keep looking at and you're just like, oh, I want to play that, but I'm so busy with WoW or I'm busy with X?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that all the time. I bought Grand Theft Auto like 3 months ago. I've probably logged the one thing, whatever we did with it, that one night. I played it then, and I haven't touched it since. And then like Gears of War, I'm really interested in that series. I've played an hour of Gears of War 3, and I'm like, man, I'd really like to play Gears of War 4. It looks pretty. I want to give it another shot. I don't know when I'm gonna play it.
It's really fascinating. Like I keep getting to that point, and actually Grand Theft Auto has been another one for me where like I was like, okay, I'm done with all my content stuff for the night. It's like 11 o'clock at night. You know what? I'm just gonna hop into GTA. I'm gonna check out the Cunning Stunts stuff. Like let's have fun with that. See where this goes.
Right.
And like I about to start up the game, and I'm like, but I have this to do, and like I'll literally spend 30 minutes hemming and hawing, and then I'll just go to bed.
Yeah, for me, like, it's not even necessarily stuff that I have right now, and it's not even necessarily on Steam, but Mafia 3 comes out next Friday, and
that's next Friday. Holy shit.
Yup. So, next Friday, we leave to go to Chicago for a couple of days, and then once I get back, it's just full-blown stuff between this, work, and I have a lot of comedy shows next month, and, I've enjoyed the first couple Mafia games, and I was really looking forward to it. And Kristen is on this huge, Grand Theft Auto type game stuff. She played through all of Grand Theft Auto 5. She just finished up and was severely disappointed by Red Dead Redemption's ending. And so she's just looking for something open world where she can drive like a maniac and kill people.
Disappointed, heartbroken, or disappointed like that sucks?
She was like, that sucks.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to spoil the ending for anybody who hasn't done it or anything like that. But she finished it and she was literally like, "Really?" I had to explain to her, "No, the game is over. That's it. You can keep playing if you want to, but that's it."
Yep. It has a very definitive end. There are a few more story missions after the ending, but you don't really need to do them.
You should get her one of the Just Cause games.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I was actually gonna get her the Elder Scrolls Skyrim remake, because I think she can. If she actually gets into it, she'll put way too many hours into that, and I can keep her busy so I can do things I want to do.
Oh yeah, definitely a good way to go.
She's staring at me now.
If I could get Laura to play Dead Rising with us, that'd be amazing.
Oh God, that comes out next month too, doesn't it?
Yeah, Dead Rising 4. And actually, I'm kind of interested in the HD remakes too, just because.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to load up the old console.
I just hope, like, the ones on Steam, I hope they have better controller support. Because I bought Dead Rising 2 after I bought my controller. I was like, this is going to be great! It's going to be amazing! And then the controller support is non-existent on that port.
I've literally, all my Dead Rising stuff were the 2 videos that Justin and I made in Dead Rising 3. That is my entire experience with Dead Rising.
It's actually...
Dead Rising was so great that, like, we actually drove around town. It was me and Brad. We went around town trying to see if we could get anybody to break the street date. Like, we're just looking for that one stupid Toys R Us clerk who doesn't know what a street date is.
I think we hit... This was before I worked at GameStop, too.
So, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we didn't know that they were actually that smart and went to multiple GameStops.
But then not shortly after, BioShock completely screwed that up. Like, their places were selling that 4th Street date left and right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's
But-
there's always something. There's always a backlog. There's always I want to play this, but I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is like I want to play with the kid, and I'm like, when am I gonna play this damn game? Like
I have them pre-ordered, and I'm just like, when am I going to play this with my wife?
Actually beat the current ones that we have for her before I did. She just burned through it, and it had nothing to do with me being distracted or anything, I guess, but I don't know. The kid reads, and all of a sudden she can blaze through stuff. It's kind of weird. Like, you weren't doing this last year, but now you are. And so, I don't know. But she's super excited about it, so we're definitely doing that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we picked up the, for Pokemon Sun and Moon, I pre-ordered the Steelbook Dual Pack for Charnel and I, because...
fancy.
Because it was literally $10 more, and she didn't, say no quickly enough.
I considered that, but I want to make sure I get double pre-order bonuses, because whatever they get, I have to have one too.
Understandable.
You want to know the big thing for me? It's not necessarily games on Steam that I want to play or anything like that. My problem are Humble Bundles. Like, I will buy a Humble Bundle, and I will pay, $5-10 or whatever, and get the 7,000 games, and it's like, I'll buy it for like 1 or 2 games because I really want to play them. But then I'll have all these other ones that I'm like, yeah, I'll play that too. It'll be great. Like, I have the entire Resident Evil series, and I think I've played like maybe 30 minutes of Resident Evil 6 because it's the only one I haven't played yet. And now I own all of them, like all the remakes and everything. And it's like, I have to go through and I have to do Resident Evil Revelations 2. I have to do the Resident Evil remake. And just, because I was a huge Resident Evil fan growing up. I just want to see the difference, the differences they do and like how it kind of translates over. But never ever going to have time to do any of that. And that's just from a Capcom bundle. I feel like I have 500 games on my Steam account, and I think I've played maybe a quarter of them worth of anything. But I didn't pay for most of them, so I don't feel as bad, I guess.
All right. I mean...
Makes sense.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
and for reference, anyone who's watching this live, I'm fully aware I already said this before the show started, but I might as well show you during. I am fully aware we're going up against the debates, and nobody's actually watching this live. I'm putting that out there because I was just on my Twitter, distracted for a moment.
I'm not even looking at my Twitter right now. I refuse.
It's pretty sensationalistic.
I'm sure.
How are the debates going?
Debatable.
All
right, so
you want to debate? Do you want to debate?
Yeah, let's debate.
I have a debate. You know what? Rick and Morty sucked, and then I watched it again. And
so you finally give it another shot?
I gave it another shot, and I stand by the first episode is absolute garbage.
I don't think the first episode is absolute garbage, but it is not indicative of the rest of this series. At least from even the second episode, it's not indicative of that at all.
It's straight up a pilot, like you can tell.
It's just really bad, and I'm like, what is the point here? And then I watched the second one, and I was like, oh, that's a little better. And then I watched the third one, I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this. And by the time they got to Mr. Meeseeks, I was like, alright, this is kind of cute and funny.
That's pretty much when I officially hooked into the show, which is as far as I've gotten so far.
I'm stuck on what's supposedly like the improv episode. And it's not that I don't want to watch it. I have this weird thing where every time I go to watch it, I'm super tired. And so I just need to load it up one morning when I first get up and watch it and start finishing that season. But
the first improv episode is really, really, really good. It really is.
It's really weird.
Like, I didn't even know it was an improv episode. Like, I didn't know they were just going with it and doing things.
Like, that's the feeling I got from it immediately. I was like, as soon as they did the two guys, something, 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 and it's just like the title of the movie. And then they're just like, it's just two guys. And I'm like, this can't be a script.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until they did the one with like the fake Lucky Charms commercial. That's when I was like, that's off the books, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm excited for more of it. I hate probably the most popular thing or second most popular thing about the show though. I hate his catchphrase. It's so stupid.
He doesn't have one.
But
That's the thing. It acts like he has one, but he doesn't have one.
But like everywhere I go, it's either people saying "Get Swifty" or "Wubba Lubba Dub Dub," and I hate the Wubba Lubba Dub Dub.
Have you seen the Get Swifty episode?
It's in season 2. No.
Oh.
Like I've heard the song, and the song's pretty raunchy, and that's another thing that turned me off to it. So
it's a great episode. I'm a huge Rick and Morty proponent. I'm a huge Dan Harmon proponent. I hear he's an asshole, but he makes good content.
I need to look and see what else he does, because I every time something weird like this comes along, you're usually like, yeah, this is great, and I'm like, I don't know, and then like after I sit down with it, I'm like, all right, I see where this is going.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last week too, but definitely if you can get CISO, like I'll shoot you the promo code that somebody gave me. You get like 2 months of it for free. But if you can watch his Harmon Quest show on CISO, it's really good. It's definitely worth it. I want to see like the unedited stuff for it though, not like unedited, like uncut, raunchy, Jerry Springer. Like I want to see just like the full length of stuff, because you can tell that they have to cut it down to be a bite-sized 44-minute,
right.
set. I would want to see what they would do with the stuff that like didn't make it in. Because with Harmon Quest, it's totally them playing Dungeons and Dragons. They have a game master, and they have it's him, his ex-wife, his comedian friend, and they always have a special guest star, and it's always usually somebody pretty good. Like they had Kumail Nanjiani on there, John Hodgman, Steve Agee, a lot of good comedians, and it's really funny, to me at least. Like to the point where I watched it, and I went out and bought a Dungeons and Dragons set that we still have to play with, by the way. And like I wanted to do like a live show with it too at one of the clubs around here, and just see how that worked out.
Like at a comedy club.
Yeah, like play Dungeons and Dragons and just keep it real loose
on stage.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like more like Dungeons and Dragons is basically improv.
I mean, that's fair. I just
it's
I'm
improv with rules.
Like I don't know the comedy scene like you and Clayton did, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, is our comedy scene nerdy enough to jump on that? I mean,
hell yes.
Okay. I mean, because I know some comedy scenes wouldn't be. You couldn't go to Vegas and pull that shit off. You couldn't go to maybe some clubs in LA.
Well, I mean, when it comes to comedy, there's different kinds, and that's another topic for another day. But like everywhere has a weird thing. Like Vegas isn't just crappy comics at the Bellagio or whatever.
No.
They have clubs too. But
so,
anyways,
all right, I'm gonna go off script here. So,
We have
Josh,
script?
yeah. Josh, how comfortable are those HyperX clouds? Are they not magical? Please tell me that you agree with me.
No, these are magical.
It's one of the most comfortable headsets out there, and I swear by these things.
So yeah, these are actually I just got this in today. This is a review copy. This doesn't come out till the 3rd.
Oh, it's a new headset. That's why I didn't
recognize
recognize
it. Yeah, it's the HyperX Stinger, and I think I'm allowed to show them off, I was told, but I'm not allowed to actually review them before the date. But these are the ones that Justin and I tried out at PAX West.
I didn't know you guys talked to the HyperX guys.
Yeah, we talked to them. Justin tried this out playing an actual game, playing an FPS. I tried them out. Since he was on the press computer, I was like, well, what could I do? And they were trying to come up with options like, well, why don't you just try it out with your phone if you have music? I don't keep music on my phone. So what did I do? I watched the video of my son playing with cabinets in our kitchen.
Oh.
And it actually made me cry because it was like so immersive, the sound, that it was like just all around me. And yeah, this is we're gonna have a review up pretty much the when the embargo drops on the 3rd. YouTube.com/concalpod.
Let them know I need a review pair. I'll totally review them.
So okay, a little behind the scenes thing. Fun note: whenever you go to a press event or do press things at an event, for anyone curious, almost every booth will be like, "I'd love to send you a review copy. How many people are on your team?" And you're like, 4? Like, you throw out a number? And they're like, sure, we'll send you 4 copies. And you're like, sure you will. So, and then you get home and it's like, and you struggle to get your 1 review copy. That's the situation we kind of had with these. But,
That's fair. I mean, I didn't need them. These are the original HyperX Clouds. I've had them, God, how long have I had these now? Like 2 years almost?
I think so. Well, because like I've been using the Plantronics rig pretty much what keeps happening. I keep upgrading unnecessary upgrading with changing my headset anytime I get one. That a review copy. The difference with these is they really are. I'm finding very soundproofing, and that's one thing. Hand really good. On the other hand, I'm not used to hearing my voice so far away, and that's why I'm experimenting with it. I'm going to be using them for a couple of other things we're recording. Just to test them out, and then also with some play stuff, just to get a just to get a good idea of how things work. So don't be surprised if we have a constantly calibrating video, not using this mic, but using that one. Forgot what side of the head it was on.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I noticed that, and I was really excited because I personally, not constantly calibrating, I am a huge fan of this company, at least for their headsets.
Yeah, well, no, you can say you're a fan of the headset. There's nothing wrong with that. I just can't say any comments on this particular one.
Fair enough. So,
So you can't even, like, comment what color they are?
The embargo confused me for this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to point out the color since you can visually see it. I'm not sure what color. I think black. I honestly think I'm getting colorblind as I get older.
Like, I'm trying to think about what kind of random questions I can ask you that you'll just be there like, well...
I've honestly probably violated the embargo at this point.
Sorry, I didn't know.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, literally me wearing them, I don't know. I didn't look into it. I needed to test them out, so I decided to wear them, is what it came down to.
Speaking of breaking the law, do we want to talk about Gotham? Has everyone seen it?
I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it.
I mean, it's on there. We're just,
Well, I mean, this is if somebody's watching it live, it's 1 week after the show came out, which is a fair amount of time. And if you're not watching it live, then it's 2 weeks almost after the show came out. So
this is your Gotham spoiler alert. Like, we're gonna talk about it.
Come back in 6 minutes.
We may or may not keep talking about it, whether people can keep up with it or not, and if it's fun and interesting. So, they did a lot of shit in that episode. It was a lot.
They did.
It was a really fucking busy episode. I'm honestly really surprised by how much content came out and how many, not storylines from season 2 got resolved necessarily, but like got pushed to a point that turns them into a different story.
Okay, the beginning of the episode. I have to ask this though. Does anyone else feel like that was like a Jim Gordon clone in the house with his ex-fiancée? It looked like him from behind, almost completely.
It looked like his framework. I mean, and on this show, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. I don't know, to me, like, that was the tropiest of tropey scenes. Yeah. Oh, I can't go in there and tell her I love her, so I'm just gonna go off and be gloomy for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that was totally just, like, a stark contrast between Gotham and, I guess, the South? ? Like, the scene was so bright and colorful that it kind of threw me off to begin with. To the point where I thought, like, this has got to be like a dream sequence or something.
Yeah, it was very, very odd. It didn't feel like we were going to get it 6 months later. It felt like we were going to get Jim waking up from a dream of that experience, almost. It felt like a different film thing. Like, they almost came up with the idea at the last minute and just, like, went in with, like, a GoPro and filmed it.
How are we going to make Jim Gordon pissed off?
So do we feel like this is just an excuse to get her off the show because she just had a baby?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's essentially why they got her off the show at the end of season 2 as well.
Do we think she's done?
I don't know, because
no one's ever done with Gotham yet. Have you not realized that?
I haven't seen... I forgot to actually look at the cast list, so I'm not actually sure who's currently starring in the show versus who's a guest star.
Well, no, Azrael's dead. He's very much dead.
Yeah, well, so was Michael Chiklis. Yeah, Michael Chiklis was dead.
I was 100% certain.
Barbara Keene was dead. Now she's back.
I was 100% certain that Chiklis' character was dead, so when he, like, walked out during that press conference, I was genuinely confused. Like,
yeah.
I did not understand what was going on, but I think we all decided during season 2 of Gotham to just fucking give up on reality.
Their dead isn't dead, and anyone can come back at any time.
Give me Joker Boy, or what was his name again?
Oh, he's in the tank, so he's got to show up eventually somehow.
He's got to show up at some point.
Who else showed up though this time? It was Killer Croc, unofficially Killer Croc.
So we had Proto Killer Croc, we had Proto Man Bat.
See, I don't think he's Man Bat. I think he is. I was talking to John about this, and because there's multiples of them, and they're all kind of animalistic. I think they're borrowing the idea of splicers from Batman Beyond.
That's possible.
Because there was a bat dude in there too.
I just know that I just feel like, again, that's what the proto thing for both of them are. Like, it's not Wayland Jones is Killer Croc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Wayland Jones, and I don't remember who Man Bat is offhand. It's not either one of them, but it's essentially the proto. It's the pre-version that, like...
That's fair.
Maybe, like, the guy who becomes Man Bat, like, sees this, and you know... I know the reason why he becomes Man Bat, he's not actually pursuing becoming it, but I mean, like, maybe he sees that and it inspires an idea of, like, well, splicing the DNA of a bat in a human, maybe that can help hearing, you know, kind of things.
Yeah, and that's what we had with the Claw Girl last season.
Yeah.
What's the deal with emo Bruce Wayne?
He's either a clone or a hidden twin. I'm leaning clone.
I feel like the hidden twin thing has some good stuff. I feel like it's gonna turn out that Thomas Wayne was doing some experimenting on his son's DNA or something like that. And I think where we're gonna end up with the storyline of that's actually, at least briefly, that's the real Bruce Wayne. Like, most people's theories is he's gonna replace Bruce with the Court of the Owl's help. I think he's actually going to be, quote unquote, for like 3 episodes, the real Bruce Wayne.
I mean,
it's all tropes either way.
It is a trope no matter what, but there's so many ways I could go with it. I think it'll be at least interesting.
I just like that was the flimsy reason why Ivy ends up running to, you know, age up. Like, that was the flimsy reason why. Like, seriously, like, I was actually, I spaced out, and it went from that scene to suddenly Ivy in front of Selena and Fish, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? How did we get to this? I could not understand what was going on.
So Ivy's gonna come out of the water and be a completely different character? Is that what we're getting at?
A different actress, yeah. She's gonna age up by about 6 years. I actually, when they first announced it, I really thought that what they were doing was they were just having a different actress who was, you know, older and hotter to play the character. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize we were actually going to get a storyline for it.
I appreciate that, though.
No, I appreciate it, not just having a random bullshit thing, but at the same time, it surprised the hell out of me, which first, although I was laughing my ass off when she was running, because I'm looking at the outfit she's wearing, and I'm like, oh god, like that, she's been in the same outfit since the first episode of the show, right?
Yeah, the green and black stripes.
But like,
she's homeless, you prick.
But like, but the way it's no, that's not what I'm commenting on. But this one scene, even though early in the episode she was wearing the same outfit, this one scene, it's suddenly a different outfit that fits her body completely differently than it had earlier in the episode. I'm like, you are putting her in this outfit so viewers will have that in their mind. Then when she becomes, you know, the older, quote unquote, hotter one, like, that outfit's gonna slim and, you know, pull in all the ways, and like, it's like, wow, that is just like,
go on.
But it's so obvious of a thing. Like, I usually don't notice wardrobe that way, but I was just like, okay.
I don't mind her being replaced, honestly, because
I want her to be replaced and be like, well, I'm older now, so I'm now Pamela.
She'll do that too, though. She will. Yeah. They'll write that in. So, but no, it's not that the kid was a bad actress. She's doing really well with what she was given. They just wrote Ivy like shit.
Oh,
she was unnecessary.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to just having something where it's more than I'm just like, oh, that's Poison Ivy.
Yeah, like, we've officially jumped past the point of this show being pre-Batman, because it already is Batman. It's just Jim Gordon's Batman, you know, without a mask.
So how do we feel about him being vigilante earlier?
Literally, I've reached the point in Gotham that I legitimately don't fucking care what they do anymore. I'm just, as long as it entertains me, I'm over caring.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, people who are like, that's not canon! And be like, that's not Batman.
It's like, this is so far fucking beyond canon. This is a different, like, just, DC has how many fucking universes in their multiverse?
Well,
this is just another multiverse.
Technically, I don't know. I don't understand what happened in Rebirth. I've had the guys at the shop explain it to me, but I still don't know.
I'm just still saying, DC's always been known, even when they've consolidated everything back down to one Earth, it always expands back out to being a few hundred Earths.
There's at least, like, 2 primes in the comics. There's now multiple movie verses. There's
movie verses.
There's 2 on TV now.
There's 2 movie verses. There are 2 active TV ones, but there are 2 more coming out.
Oh, Jesus.
Because you have Krypton, which is going to be its own. And then you have, there's one other show that I forget if it actually is making its air or not. I'm blanking on the name. That, anyways, but there's like so many fucking things that are not gonna, cross-mingle, as it were.
You know, I don't even care that it's not canon, because I don't think Butch is canon, and I love Butch.
Butch, every time they've almost killed Butch off, that is the thing that might actually get me to stop watching the show. Butch is, since late season 1, has been like my favorite fucking thing about Gotham. He is just this adorable, like, homicidal maniac, and it is just so cute.
He's quite entertaining, to be sure.
Yeah, so. And, I mean, I like how they very briefly at the end of last season had Barbara start to, like, oh, she's gonna reform and get back together, Jim and everything. They're like, nope, she's just going full Harley kind of style.
She is the replacement for Harley.
She's proto-Harley. Like, that's what she's going to end up being. Well, at least on an insanity level, maybe not a fixation level. Though she does have fixation stalker tendencies, so maybe when Jerome, that's his name, maybe when Jerome comes back, she'll end up fixating on him.
Could be. He needs to get taller, though.
Yes.
So, I'm excited for it. I was a little worried with where they were going, but they have picked up exactly where they left off, I think, and it'll be at least an entertaining season. So,
agreed.
I'm looking forward to watching it again tomorrow. So, further on the TV film stuff, I'm going to ask you this, and we're going to do this until you say yes. Have you watched Stranger Things yet?
Have you watched Stranger Things yet? You stupid son of a bitch. Go watch Stranger Things!
My wife wants to watch it with me, but we only...
Because your wife is a brilliant person whom I love dearly. You, on the other hand, are pissing me off. Go watch Stranger Things.
But I finally got her actually watching...
Kristen, tell him watch Stranger Things. You heard her.
We're going to probably be able to start on it, like, next week.
Okay, well, we're going to ask you again.
So in Josh time, 2 months later, it's going to be like, have you started Stranger Things?
Would you like to, like, try to watch a TV show in my house with my fucking kid? It's difficult.
I will fucking go, and I will Clockwork Orange you. I will strap you down, hold your eyeballs open, and start squeezing juice in your eyeballs so you can get some of that good Stranger Things goodness.
Viewers, I'm not really sure yet. Do you think I should watch this show?
You watch Rick and Morty after it's done, so we don't completely permanently scar you.
Yeah. You gotta have a buffer.
Gotta have a buffer. Nah, I don't buffer things.
This was not an intentional running gag, but now it's an intentional running gag.
Here's the thing, like in, what was it, last week you guys bombarded me with it at the start of during the podcast, and then the next day, I think I had 15 different people who had coincidentally watched Stranger Things for the first time in the last 72 hours in its entirety. I'll say, hey Josh, if you watch this, you're gonna love this show. And it got to the point that one of my best friends, I tore into her. Like, absolutely obliterated her in our chat. And she's, like, felt really fucking bad afterwards. I'm like, I'm sorry, people will not stop asking me. I want to watch the show. I just have to wait.
Save your obliteration for next week when we ask you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna get progressively more aggressive with everything to the point where it's just like complete meltdown, and I fly to Phoenix and just
Huh?
Like, it's gonna be like, Ryan's not here tonight, and you're just gonna hear a knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock.
Stranger Things!
Door, naked, holding a box of waffles, and be like, watch the show!
And I'm gonna be like, I don't get the joke.
I like that. I like that.
Not really a joke. You need to watch the show, and then you'd understand what I was talking about. And it would be a lot easier for me to be naked and walk.
For shock value, though, I vote for the black thing.
All right, you know what? I gotta go eat dinner, so let's drop the Stranger Things thing for the night.
Brian, do you want to touch on South Park for a minute, or are we good there?
It's the greatest satire of our time. Continued to be with the last episode, I would say. Have you guys seen it?
I saw it. He doesn't care.
I don't give a shit. Talk about it, whatever.
What are they doing? Why is he being? Why that character?
Well, there's not really a way to go into it without spoiling it. So, I think what we can talk about is people dying on Twitter, or people getting off Twitter being the equivalent of people committing suicide.
Yeah,
because
like,
I mean that's true. Like, I have a friend who has had enough of all the political crap, I guess, and he was like, I'm getting off Facebook, and it's like, it's the only way I have contact with this person. And I was like, I'm not going to take the time to call him or email him.
No.
The only way I'm going to have anything to do with his life is if he stays on Facebook and lets me know what's going on, or goes on Twitter and lets me know what's going on. So essentially, yeah, if you drop off social media these days, you're dead to everyone.
It's a really good...
But the way they set that up too is just perfect. Because we were watching it, and Kristen got all sad. She's like, "Oh God, what's gonna happen? Did she? And I was like, "Just give it a minute."
I'm like, I almost thought they were gonna whip Cartman's ass for a second too. I almost did.
Yeah, I finally realized what was going on with that. So
yeah,
but I think we should end there as to not mess with spoilers because Josh needs to see it because it's really good.
I'm not gonna watch South Park. Don't even.
You should watch it. Greatest satire of our time.
Yeah.
Oh, so where are we at? We're about
horoscopes. What's your
45
horoscope for today?
So,
hey.
Who knows?
This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Apparently NASA is changing your horoscope signs, and some of them only last for 7 days now.
I don't know, it's not the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've seen some pretty stupid
It just doesn't make sense because there's no horoscopical astrological authority in the world.
Where do you see the 7 days? Oh, wait.
Oh,
Scorpio is only
nothing
7 days now.
horoscopical.
It's 6 days long.
Makes
You're
any
right.
sense anyways. It's all bullshit. So this doesn't. Who even cares? It's all it means is now people who are like, I'm a Scorpio. Now they only have 7 days a time frame to consider themselves that. But otherwise, they'll be like, I'm a Libra now. I'm a scale.
Well, essentially, the reason it is because changes. Constellations are not in the same position in the sky that they once were, and star signs are not about a month off as the result. Now they've added a 13th fucking sign to things.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, to further confusing, there's now a new 13th sign called Ophiuchus. I can't even say that.
Ophiuchus.
Oh, literally, yeah, the joke is anyone between November 29th and December 17th are lucky enough to learn how to pronounce that. So, it's just essentially stellar drift and stuff like that. Like, for the reason astrology signs exist is because of astronomy-related things. So for that aspect, it makes sense for the positioning of things. But astrology is also a completely bullshit, nonsense thing. So it ultimately really shouldn't fucking matter. So my thing is, if your whole life was based around being, I don't know, an Aries, then you're still a fucking Aries. Literally nothing has changed. Yeah, because here's the fucking thing. This astrological drift and things like that, astronomical drift, has been going on for hundreds of years. Actually, things have been out of whack since before you were born. So you were technically never this. It's not like something suddenly changed this past week.
So they there's a new sign. So it's like astrology had an expansion pack and opened a new character class. What?
I mean, kind of. All I know is, according to this thing, I'm now a Taurus, which makes me less giving a shit about fucking astrological signs than I ever gave before. Because at least based on what stuff was supposedly about, at least Gemini made sense before with me.
I'm still a Taurus.
Think about what you just said.
I'm saying, at least based on the stupid reasons they came up with stuff, and what they supposedly are, at least Gemini made sense, because my multiple personality issues and stuff like that.
And see, I don't believe in it, but I've always been, it's kind of accurate, because I'm really stubborn, so the Taurus did for me.
Well,
but,
no, I mean...
No, I don't know, it's just... I think it's stupid that they even took time to make a story and a press release about this. Like, you're NASA. You're supposed to be figuring out how to get us to Mars. Why? I don't know.
I don't know. It's definitely a weird thing, but
Is the Chinese zodiac going to change too? Because that's going to ruin placemats at Chinese restaurants everywhere.
No, I still was born in year of the ox.
Yeah, that's different because that's based on year rotation, not.
Yeah, that's based on a year rotation thing, not on star signs. So.
Which that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Unless they suddenly decide.
I saved you all from doing a really racist impersonation just now, so I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But in my head, it was funny. So the guy was very upset that he bought 40,000 placemats and they changed the zodiac for him.
Oh Lord! So
you can imagine.
I definitely can use it in your act. Test it out. So I think that's all I've got written down. Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover? See, we had plenty to talk about. We've gone for about an hour.
That's pretty good, I think for a show, what is it? Just for anyone who's interested, we're going to be recording a bunch of different fun little entertainment things over the next week. I got a few little projects that we'll be recording, and then hopefully will be coming up shortly thereafter. Brand new catch-all this Saturday evening it'll release. We're working on getting news topics in place for that. And we're going to start getting better with our social media. I'm going to be training somebody in that tomorrow.
Woo!
So,
that's exciting.
Yeah, I think that's just all the, Concal behind-the-scenes news we got going on.
I will make an attempt to try and retweet more.
Were you picking my nose with the pointers? The chat says.
What? There's chat?
That's Ryan.
It's just me. It's just Ryan. No big deal.
It's like, we have people? So,
hey, we were up to 5 there for a little bit.
People watched us?
Apparently at some point.
Wow.
That being said, since I forgot to write you the outro script again, you want me to handle that,
Yeah,
Brad?
go for it.
Alright, as always, you can find
Hey, stop. Love you. First of all, I've got 2 plugs real quick.
Oh, yeah, but Ryan, go ahead.
For anybody.
Plug some stuff.
So, actually 3 plugs, because this past Friday I was at Theater 99 here in Charleston, and I made it through the preliminaries of the stand-up competition for the Charleston Comedy Festival. So I'm going to the semifinals either November 18th or 19th. So if you're in the area, I would really appreciate your support. It'd be awesome. I also have a show coming up October 21st at Upper Deck Tavern. It's going to be a Halloween costume show. And then October 29th here in Charleston at some guy's house doing a house show. So that's all.
Wait, some guy's house, is that literally someone's house, or is that the name of a bar? Because that's a cool name for a bar.
That would be a cool name for a bar, but it's legitimately, I believe it's going to be at Joseph Coker's house. Joseph Coker is a local comedian who also has a podcast called the Joseph Coker Podcast, also known as the most unoriginally named podcast ever. And every month or so we do like a stand-up showcase at his house.
That's cool.
And I think it gets recorded, so hopefully we'll see you on that. So, watch my stuff, y'all! I don't really get paid much for it, so.
Go support Ryan's comedy. Woo-hoo! So that I don't have to.
And so we're also going to record it, and I'm actually going to release it through the website, possibly, if Josh will let me. So that'd be cool.
We're going to release it. No, we're going to release it somehow. No, we'll figure out something to do with it, at the very least.
So, okay, now you can go ahead with your outro script.
Okay. Well, I don't have a script, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so, as always, you can find Constantly Calibrating at constantlycalibrating.com. You can watch this podcast every week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/constantlycalibrating. We actually have a little Twitch thing also on constantlycalibrating.com if you just want to watch it there. You can find us on Facebook at Constantly Calibrating. Twitch is at ConCalPod. Instagram is Constantly Calibrating. I think those are all the Constantly Calibrating related ones. Look up this podcast on TuneIn, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play Store. Hey, if you guys could do me a favor, if you've listened to this podcast this whole time, how about you go on there, do me a favor, and just rate the podcast, write a review, something nice. Just show your love for the show, because the more ratings, the more reviews we get, the more attention it gets, kind of thing. And it just, these different places will actually help promote us. So you like the show, why don't you tell some people? It would really help us out. That being said, personally, you can find me at Bear Punch on Twitter. Brad is at OGZanos. Ryan is RyDaddyF, EFF. Justin, who's not here, is the Aging Gamer, spelled Britishly. We don't know why. And yeah, just gonna plug again, twitch.tv/constantcalibrating. Follow us here, people, if you're not already following us. We're gonna be doing a lot more streams through October. We are gonna be building ourselves up to be doing a lot more stuff, a lot more content. Got some fun guests on the way.
Oh shit.
Who could it be?
We got some fun guests all the way from like some local people here all the way up to some like bigger names. So, and we're going to be building up to Extra Life in November, which we'll have more details on once we plan something.
Cool.
I think that's the end of my outro. And of course, and there's Cutright. Hi, Jordan. Hopping in during my outro.
Dang it.
What were you watching? Some important political like stuff in America?
Wait, there's important political stuff in America?
Yeah, we're garbage human beings. Anyways, but so is politics.
So, thank all of you for joining and listening to us, and as always, we will see you next week, and we bid you good sign off.